Hello everyone, this is Priyanka Chawla, Assistant Professor of Chemistry and Bihar University. We will discuss about today. We will discuss about the mineral nutrition of plants and also essential plant nutrients uh, and their deficiency symptoms. So next, please. About the mineral nutrition of plants. So in a periodic table contains of 115 elements. Let us that is one called based on the Latin and Greek words for its atomic number, was added in 2013. Most of them occur in earth crust and soil in variable proportion. Out of this, around 70 have been found in the plants, and 70 like calcium, iron, magnesium, boron, manganese, chlorine, copper, zinc, nickel, molybdenum, identified as the essential plant nutrients with the expectation of the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen taken from air and water. So others are the absorbed from the soil by the plant roots. Plants growing in and feeding on the soil reflected and the wetness of the composition of the soil. Plant nutrients exist in the soil in this create forms and exist in a state of a dynamic equilibrium. In a way, the nutrients associated with the solid phase in the buffer, they are a concentration of soil solution. When plants absorb them plant nutrition address this whole soil plant quantum. The subject has been detailed in this topic. Uh, Holistic manner. It starts with the what is the meant by a essential nutrient and their role in a plant nutrition, including a growth and the development, and finally conclusion with their modes of momentum of the plant roots and process of their absorption. So plant nutrition, plant nutrition and plant nutrients, and also we can say essential nutrients. So definition of criteria of the essential nutrients, an element without which a plant cannot survive or complete its life cycle is termed as the essential nutrient. It is directly involved in the plant metabolism and biological function cannot be performed by any other element for qualifying as an essential nutrient element. It must satisfy the essentiality criteria pronounced by D.I. Arnold and P.R. Shout in 1938 or 39. So, what type of essential criteria for essential nutrients? So, first one is a deficiency of an essential nutrient element makes it impossible for the plant to complete the vegetative or reproductive stage of its life cycle. The deficiency is specific to the element and can be prevented or corrected only by supplying that element. The element is involved directly in the nutrition of the plant, quite apart from its possible effect in correcting some microbiological and chemical condition of the soil or other cultural medium. So, for 17 essential nutrients have been recognized for plant growth. These are first one is the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, manganese, sulfur, iron, manganese, zinc, copper, boron, molybdenum, chlorine, nickel. Detailed information on this essential nutrient with regards to have to the year of their discovery. Name of the discovered sulfur average concentration in a plant. All the nutrients are absolutely essential for completed of the plant's life cycle. 60 million atoms hydrogen and 30 million atoms each of oxygen and carbon. 1 million atoms of nitrogen are not of any issue. If one atoms of the molybdenum is not there in the plant, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen make up nearly 95 to 96% of the dry matter of the plant. Carbon dioxide consumed in the photosynthesis provides the elements carbon and oxygen. Water provides hydrogen and release molecular oxygen during the light reaction of photosynthesis. Now, nutrient classification. So, nutrient classification of the has been done on the basis of two criteria, like quantity of nutrients required by the plant, first one, and second one is the functional goals. So quantity-based classification depending upon a quantity required by the plant's nutrients are the classified as the major or macro and micronutrients. It's dividing line up between a major the micronutrients in a sulfur major and chlorine is a micronutrient here. Major or macronutrient. Major or micronutrients are those nutrients which are required in a large quantities, more than chlorine and iron. These are includes carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. Since two natural resources, air and water, supply moderate requirement by a plant and localized deficiency. These were called secondary nutrients because of their indicate addition through the fertilizer connecting a primary nutrients. For example, phosphatic fertilizer.
Phosphatic fertilizer in a single superphosphate contains calcium also and sulfur in addition to a phosphorus. Likewise, ammonium sulfate and nitrogenous fertilizer also supplement of a sulfur, and sometimes these have also been called amendment nutrients. Now, micronutrients. Micronutrients required is a relatively small quantity, but as essential or as a macronutrients are termed micronutrients. These includes iron, magnesium, zinc, copper, nickel, boron, molybdenum, and chlorine. Micronutrients are subdivided into cation micronutrients like iron, magnesium, zinc, copper, and nickel, and anionic micronutrients like boron and molybdenum. Micronutrients, boron, and chlorine, and the former are absorbed as the
Hello everyone, this is the Priyanshu Chaudhary, Assistant Professor of Surajkan Bihar University. Today we will discuss about the deficiency symptoms, about zinc, zinc function and deficiency symptoms. So let's see what deficiency symptoms about the zinc. Deficiency symptoms, zinc plants absorb a zinc as a zinc ion. Zinc sufficient plants contain a 25 to 150 zinc kg per annum in mature tissues. Since the zinc does not have a variable valency, it has no role in influencing oxidation and reduction redox process directly. Function of zinc. Zinc is a constituent of three enzymes: carboxylic aldehydes and alcoholic aldehydes, and superoxide dismutase. Function of these enzymes includes carbonic aldehyde, carbonic anhydrase (Ca), also called, used as an index enzyme for resolving a zinc deficiency. Carbonic anhydrase in the localized in the cytoplasm and the chloroplast and facilities and the transfer of the carbon dioxide and carboxylic for the photosynthetic carbon dioxide fixation. Alcoholic dehydrogenase, also called AD. Alcoholic dehydrogenase plays an important role in the anaerobic routes respiration and catalyze the conversion of the acetyl acid and to ethanol. Superoxide dismutase, also called SOD. The zinc, copper, and SOD Dietophiles are superoxide radicals and protect the lipids and proteins of the membranes against oxidation. That zinc deficiency characteristic by the reduced activity of the SOD enzyme enhance the oxidation process like the lipid and the oxidative uh, uh, IAA degradations. IAA as a indole acetic acid. Zinc is involved in the synthesis of the indole acetic acid metabolism and gibberellic acid and the synthesis of the RNA. Zinc promotes the synthesis of the cytochroma because of its professional binding to the sulfide groups. Zinc plays an important role in the stabilization and the structural orientation of the membrane and proteins. Zinc influences the translocation and the transport of the phosphorus in the plant. Under zinc deficiency, excessive translocations of the phosphorus result in the phosphorus toxicity. Deficiency symptoms of the zinc. Common symptoms of the zinc deficiency include the interveinal fluorosis, reduction in the size of the younger leaves, which are often the clustered or bone where closely, bronzing and purple, violet, reddish, and brown in coloration of the foliage. Little leaves get a malformation giving a bushy roasted and appearance. Shortened and the internodes result in the dropping of the plants. Zinc deficiency in different plant is known like Khera disease of the rice, driving its origin from a dark reddish brown pigments of the leaves of affected plant. White bird of a maize, little leaf of a cotton, malted leaf of a branching of a citrus fruits, and roasted and disease of the apple. Some of the characteristic symptoms of the described like a Khera disease of the Khera disease in India discovered by the Dr. Y.L. Nene and G.V. Pantnagar. Mm, age types of the second in the Japan, Tai and the apple paya in the Philippines and Hada in Pakistan are names of a zinc deficiency in a rice. As described by the Agrawal and Sharma, 1976, first symptoms of the zinc deficiency appears in the 3 or 4 weeks old seedling when a young leaves develop a reddish brown pigmentation and the pigmentation appears first in the middle of the leaves, then infested and separated over the entire lamina. The affected tissue becomes papery and the narcotic and under the condition of a severe deficiency the entire mass of the leaf collapse and the further growth of the plants is arrest. The rice field suffering under the severe zinc deficiency gives the rustic and coperic brown appearance and the characterized by the missing hill. White bird of the maize and sorghum. Zinc deficiencies in maize and sorghum are the typified by the white band of the white tissue of each side of the leaf, midrib, and the symptoms known as
Hello everyone, this is Priyansu Chopra, Assistant Professor of Suryaski and Bihar University. Today we will going to talk about the soil structure. Soil, what is the soil structure and uh, soil aggregates? So let's see what is the soil structure. Soil structure, it is a particular importance in the absorption of the water and the circulation of air. A desirable structure should have a higher proportion of medium size aggregates and an prescribable number of an appreciable number of the large pores through which water and air can move. Structure of both the B horizon and the A horizon is a very crucial to a proper drainage in infiltration and productivity in soil with a poor structure root penetration in limited, thus the reducing the plant's access to water and nutrients. The structure of the A horizon has received a great deal of attention because of the its relation to seedbed preparation, B horizon potential aeration, water infiltration, overall soil health. So let's see soil structure. The primary soil particles do not exist as such. Um, such in a natural condition, but the broad bonded together into a large units of aggregates, usually termed as secondary particles. These aggregates formed under a natural condition are called pads. Whereas an irregular shaped, coherent mass of soil formed during a tillage operation is called a clod. Solid structure is defined as the arrangement of a primary and secondary soil particle in a certain structure pattern. This arrangement result in information of different sized pores. Therefore, a soil structure may also be defined as the arrangement of the various sized soil pores in certain structure pattern. So now is the important of soil structure. Soil structure influence almost all the plant growth factors like water supply, retention, aeration, availability of a plant, nutrient, heat, root penetration, microbial activity, and etc. Strong aggregations decreases decrease detachability and transportability of soil particles via water and wind and thus reduce the runoff and soil erosion. Solid structure is useful for a classification of soils. It is affected by a tillage, cultivation, and application of fertilizer, manure, lime, gypsum, and irrigation. Classifications of soil structure. Uh, Soil structure is described and classified based on the types of the type as determined by a shape and arrangement. The class as a differentiated by a size, and third one is the grade as a determined by a distinctness and the durability of pads. So types of structure based on shape and arrangement of a pad. Solid structure is classified as a simple and the compounds, and simple structure, natural cleavage, planes are absent. Simple structure is of two types: uh, simple granite and massive. In single granite structure, particles are completely unattached to each other, as in case of a loose sand. And while in a massive structure, particles are the bonded in a large cohesion, non-structured mass. In case of a surface crust, plow, pane, and the clay pan. In compound structure, In compound structure, natural cleavage planes are visible with a naked eyes. This shape are individual paired and described according to relative length and vertical and horizon axis by a shape and their edges. Compound structure is four types of depending upon a shape and their characteristics, like first one, types of compound soil structure and their characteristics. Type one is a blocky all the shape and characteristics of a blocky, all the three dimensional of a pets are of about same size, providing a shape of a block having a flat and rounded face. These pets are further divided into a angular blocky and the subangular blocky. In the former face are a flat and the edges and corner are sharp, while in the letterfish and the edges are mainly rounded. The blocky structure usually found in a B horizon and promotes good drainage, aeration, and root penetration. Second one is a prismatic. The pads are elongate more in vertical than in a horizontal direction. Given a column-like shape, vertical cleavage planes are the predominant. When the top of pads are relatively angular and flat, is called a prismatic. And when rounded, it is called a columnar. Prismatic structure commonly occurs in subsurface horizon in a arid and semi-arid region, and poorly drained soil of a humid region having a swelling type of clay. Platy horizontal axis is a longer than a vertical axis, resulting the plate-like appearance. Horizontal cleavage planes are predominant. When the pad are thick, they are called platy, and when thin are called laminar. Platy structure is often inherited from a parent material and may also be formed due to a compaction of a clay soil by a heavy machinery. Plate structure restricts infiltration and percolation and aeration soil. Spherical Pits are roughly spherical and granular and subdivided into a granular and crumbs. Granular structure is less porous than the thumb due to a low organic matter content. Spherical structure formed by a biotic activity in surface horizon and promotes infiltration, percolation, aeration, and root penetration in soil. Classes of soil structure on the basis of size aggregates. Each type of soil structure is further subdivided into five classes. The size of aggregates is a certainer of quantitative classifications of soil structure. Porous and sand size aggregates are more favorable for plant growth and very smaller or very large aggregates. So grade of soil structure. Grades of soil structure, it is a qualitative means of the classification of soil structure. Qualitative means of classification of soil structure. Grades of soil structure are the identified on the basis of the stability of the grades. Stability of a grades refers to their resistance to dis- disruption by impact of raindrops under a submerged condition. It is influenced by a moisture content amount and type of clay and nature of the adsorbed cation and organic matter content of a soil. High moisture content, colonite clay, developed cations and high organic matter content make the aggregates relatively soft. Three structure grades have been identified as a weak, moderate, and strong. So, grades of soil structure. To describe to soil structure, the sequence, grade, class, and type of the followed for example: strong, porous, angular, blocky, moderate, thin, platy, and weak, fine, prismatic structure. Like a great weak, first one is weak, so characteristics are poorly formed, indistinct pads with which are not as stable. Moderately developed pads which are fairly stable and distinct. A strong, a very well developed pad which are quite stable and distinct. So genesis of structure refers to the uh, cases and method of formation of aggregates. The following two processes are the involved in the genesis of structure. First one is a flocculation. Flocculation. Flocculation, it is an electrokinetic phenomena is in which positive and negative charge are involved in a soil water suspension, and the clay particles with a high zeta potential repel each other. With the addition of flocculating agent, zeta potential is lowered. The particles come closer and attract each other, resulting in the formation of floccles of Silt size. Floccles are stable as long as the flocculating agent is present. Flocculations also take place due to hydration, high soluble salt concentration, and the presence of the divalent or trivalent cations. Cementation of floccles. It refers to consolidation of a clay foccolates by a cementing material so that they may not get displaced. Once this have been a flocculate, as a floccolates are not a large than a silt size. Therefore, flocculations would be unfavorable for a plant unless these are further aggregates by inorganic calcium carbonate oxides of iron and aluminium and organic matter cementing materials. Flocculation of a clay particles is therefore the request for aggregation. So aggregation is always refers to a flocculation plus where a plus in the cementing agent. Factors influence the formation and the stability of the soil structure. So first one is the physical factors. Physical factors include the wetting and drying and freezing and thawing. Alternate wetting and drying leads to a formation of a smaller aggregates, particularly in the fine texture soil. Drying causes a shrinkage of the soil mass, and when the large dry cloud is wetted, rapid entry of water causes unequal swelling in the cloud, and the cloud is fragmented along the cleavage plane. In the process of wetting, increasing the pressure of the interrupt air cases distribution of the large cloud into a smaller pieces. Similarly, freezing cases cracks in the large plot by expressions of water. These cracks cracks takes in more water upon thawing and get enlarged further of the refreezing. Chemical factor. The chemical factors includes the exchangeable cation and the binding materials. Clay acts as a cementing agent, also swells shrinkage upon the wetting and drying. In certain also small aggregates are held together by a covering of the clay particles. Exchangeable ions such as the calcium, magnesium and potassium have a fluctuations effect on the clay, while sodium has a dispersing effect. The sodium ions dominating on a exchangeable complex of a sodic soil cause particles or repel each other and hinder the formation of the aggregates. The divalent cations such as the calcium and magnesium causes the individual colloidal particles to come together and form foccolates. Calcium also help in binding the organic colloids and clay particles. Hydrate Swaxe oxide from almost completely inversible collide upon dehydration and the uh, and help in forming stable aggregates as in the lateric soil, oxysol and ulti soil called the lateric soil. of the humid tropics. So, Spuxy oxides also formed a complex with humus and calcium carbonate precipitating around soil particles act as the cementing materials for aggregates and imparts a stability to soil aggregates, a soluble salt, and to enhance the percolation of the clay even in the sodium saturated clays. Organic compounds play a key role in aggregation and stabilization of soil structure. Fat, wax, lignin, protein, raising, etc. also help stabilizing the soil aggregates. Humans help in the aggregation by the forming clay humus complex. Only a calcium humus is a percolating due its tendency of form a complex with the organic compounds through the the coordinations linkage the magnesium, potassium, and hydrogen and sodium humus is defocated and does not help in aggregation synthetic soil conditions. Long carbon chain organic compounds are also used for soil aggregation. These compounds attach time wells to the inner exchange sites of the clay and the bind the clay particles together. At addition of these compounds in relatively small amounts and can the produce a good structure even a sandy soil. Biological effects, biological factors. Biological factors, the plants and plant residues help the soil particles to bind together. Um Gelinations, organic compounds extruded from a root binds and soil particles together. Root hairs penetrate soil clots to create a point of the weakness and ultimately break the clot into aggregates. This also helps the soil particles stick together in a granular form. Plant residues serve as a food for microbes, which play a prime role in the aggregates formation and the produce sticky substance or decompositions. Microorganisms decompose plant and animal residues, form a humus, and this humus binds the particles together. Algae, fungi, actinomycetes, and bacteria, which continue the living matter in a soil bind. Soil particles more effectively than the exchangeable ions. The small animal like rodents, earthworm, spiders, mites, nematodes, insects, centipedes, and millipedes, etc. Uh, Facilitate the formation of soil aggregates by way of borrowing, turning the soil, or throughoutly. Mixing the organic residues with the soil. Evaluation of a soil structure. The soil structure can be evaluated both of a direct and indirect method. A indirect method, soil structure is characterized by the observing the shape, size, and arrangement of the soil aggregates either or a microscopically and microscopically. In microscopic technique, thin soil section are examined under a various types of microscope for shape and size of aggregates and voids. For microscopic evaluation, are large soil clouds in clouds. It's excavated from the field and allowed to fall gently on a smooth surface, which breaks into pads of a different size and shape. Shape and size can also be observed directly from the cleavage of the pads in the soil profile. Indirect method involves a measurement of the size distribution of stability of aggregates of the soil property, which is the function of soil structure. Soil is indirect method, size distribution of stable aggregates. So, dry or wet sheaving techniques are used